A very good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha Television, the perfect show to kickstart your day, bringing you the top national, international, sports and business news. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor and here are the latest headlines. Prime Minister to take stock of economy with experts at NITI Aayog. Finance Minister hints at lower levels of taxation ahead of budget. Congress calls opposition meet against demonetization. JDU, CPM and NCP decide to stay away. Mamata Banerjee in Delhi to participate. Enforcement Directorate detects cash deposits over 100 crore rupees in BSP accounts. Seeks full details, likely to send notices soon. Centre rushes additional 4,000 paramilitary personnel to Manipur to reopen NH-2 Lifeline of the state, blocked by United Naga Council for nearly 2 months. And Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe on historic visit to Pearl Harbour along with US President Barack Obama. First visit by leaders of both the countries since attack in 1941. Our top story this morning, with just 4 days left before his 30th of December deadline for the note ban move. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has scheduled a meeting with economists today to take stock of the economy. Now, with the theme Economic Policy Reform Road Ahead, he's also expected to discuss ways to speed up growth. Now, 15 invitees are expected to make their presentations to the Prime Minister. The meeting assumes a significance in view of various multilateral agencies and RBI lowering growth forecast for the current fiscal. Now, economists have raised concerns that demonetization will pull down GDP growth rate for this fiscal by up to 2 percentage points. The Prime Minister will also take stock of various initiatives of NITI Aayog to promote a digital economy like Lucky Grahak Yojana and Digi Dhan Vyapar Yojana to incentivize digital payments. Meanwhile, the Congress party has called an all-opposition meeting today against demonetization. However, after the call, it seems that the opposition unity stand divided. Well, the JDU, the CPM and the NCP are not participating in the meet. Mamata Banerjee, however, is in the national capital for this meeting. The Congress has, remember, decided to launch a nationwide agitation from 5th of January against the government's move on note ban.
Several opposition parties will not be participating in the meeting called by the Congress against demonetization. 16 opposition parties were expected to be part of this meeting. The CPM and JDU have made it clear they will not be participating.
West Bengal Chief Minister is going to be in the press conference. Then why not the Chief Ministers of Bihar, Tripura, Kerala, the other opposition states? So you will have to coordinate this in a proper fashion.
अपोजिशन की यूनिटी की मीटिंग के लिए कोई मिनिमम प्रोग्राम होना चाहिए, कोई मिनिमम कॉमन एजेंडा होना चाहिए. इस मीटिंग में इस तरह की का एजेंडे का या प्रोग्राम का कोई प्रोविजन नहीं है.
The NCP too has decided to boycott the meet. Several opposition parties did not join the Congress on December 16 for the opposition march to Rashtrapati Bhavan over the issue of demonetization. Rahul Gandhi's meeting with the Prime Minister over the issue of farmers ahead of the meeting with the President had irked several parties. The Samajwadi Party and the BSP are yet to clarify on whether they will participate. Mamata Banerjee arrived in Delhi on Monday for the meeting. The Congress said who all will participate in the meeting will be clear at the press conference.
जो आएंगे कल आएंगे, अगर कल कोई नहीं आएंगे तो हो सकता है अगले टाइम वो आएंगे, और क्या मैं कह सकता हूँ.
The BJP questioned how any opposition can find common cause with the Congress over the issue of corruption.
Everything said or done by the Congress party, it is boomerang. It applies to the Congress more. I am really surprised that how can any political party worth the name can join hands with the Congress? Though who are we to object? Whoever want to join hands with the Congress and have the same fate, it is left to them.
On Monday evening, Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi held a meeting of top party leaders to discuss the situation. It was decided that the party will hold countrywide protests on January 5th at all district headquarters and on January 4th at the block level to highlight the common man's woes due to demonetization and what the party alleges is personal corruption by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. At the meeting, Rahul Gandhi is quoted as having said that if an independent probe is conducted, the PM will be exposed. With inputs from Pranav Goswami, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, the Enforcement Directorate has detected cash deposits worth over 104 crore rupees in an account belonging to the Bahujan Samajwadi Party in New Delhi. Now, ED in its routine survey also found 1.43 crore rupees in a United Bank of India branch in Karol Bagh belonging to Party Supremo Mayawati's brother. Well, according to the Enforcement Directorate, 102 crore rupees was deposited in 1,000 rupee notes and the rest 3 crore rupees was deposited in the old 500 rupee notes. Well, the ED has now sought full details about the two accounts from the bank and is also likely to issue notices soon to the BSP as well as the Mayawati's brother to explain the source of the cash and whether tax was paid. However, the agency will have to write to the Income Tax Department to look into the legality of the donations and contributions made to political parties. On to some other news now. Well, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has pushed for lower tax rates for better economic health. He stressed that the extraordinarily high taxation rates in the past have led to higher tax evasions as well. He, however, also cautioned that payment of legitimate taxes is part of a citizen's duty and non-payment will invite severe consequences.
A little over a month before Budget 2017, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has hinted at lower levels of taxation. Addressing officers at the inauguration of professional training of the 68th batch of Internal Revenue Service officers, Jaitley underscored the need to move to a tax-friendly environment and administration.
That what you need is a broader base of economy for which you need a lower level of taxation. You need to manufacture products and provide services which are more competitive in character. And therefore your taxes will have to be globally compatible.
In a country of more than 125 crore people, just about 3.5 crore are in the income tax net. The Tax Administration Reform Commission has pointed out that only 3.3% of the population pays tax in India, compared to 39% in Singapore, 46% in US and 75% in New Zealand. The government collected 6,96,200 crore rupees in revenue under direct taxes in 2014-15, about 14% short of the projected target of 7,05,000 crore rupees. Experts also believe that the government must find ways to double income tax payers and broaden the tax net.
जब आप टैक्सेस कम करते हैं तो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग आते हैं. उस आने का फ़ायदा ये होगा कि आपका टैक्स बेस बढ़ेगा. ये तभी पॉसिबल है जब रेट को आप सिंप्लीफाई करेंगे. सिंप्लीफिकेशन के लिए आपको रेट कम करने पड़ेंगे, थ्रेशोल्ड बढ़ानी पड़ेगी. एंड विद डिजिटलाइजेशन, डिमोनेटाइजेशन, इट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट यू शुड गिव सम काइंड ऑफ encouragement and some benefit to the आम आदमी. They should come forward and pay the taxes.
The Union Budget 2017-18 will be presented on February 1st. Income tax levels are widely expected to come down after the government's decision to demonetize high-value currency notes. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And the government is understood to be mulling an ordinance now to impose penalties on anyone possessing the junked 500 and 1,000 rupee notes beyond 30th of December when the deadline to deposit them in bank expires. Well, the matter is likely to come up before the Cabinet on Wednesday. The penalties may be imposed on anyone holding more than 10 notes each of the old currency after 30th of December. The ordinance may also extinguish the liability of the government and RBI towards the promise to pay the bearer of these notes their value because of a statutory requirement. The reports claim that there could be a cap of holding not more than 10 notes of each after 30th of December, and violation of the rule could draw a fine of a minimum of 50,000 rupees or 5 times the amount in question, whichever is higher. Now, holders of such currency have an option to deposit them in RBI by 31st of March, but even that period may be curtailed. Remember, out of the 15.44 lakh crore rupees worth of 500 and 1,000 rupee notes in circulation on 8th of November, now close to 13 lakh crore rupees have been deposited in accounts or exchanged for valid currency. Meanwhile, in some relief for the farmers, an additional 60-day grace period now has been given to them who have been hit by demonetization to repay their crop loans which were due in November and December. Well, the decision by the RBI also makes farmers eligible for an extra 3% interest subsidy on prompt repayment of loans as per the scheme for the year 2016-17. Besides a subvention of 2% per annum, an additional interest subvention of 3% is also provided to prompt pay farmers from the date of disbursement of the crop loan. Well, Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi on Monday took a dig at the government while he addressed a public gathering in Baran district of Rajasthan. While escalating the attack on Prime Minister Narendra Modi over the note ban issue, Rahul Gandhi accused him of firebombing the poor of the nation. And this will be his second visit to the state this year.
Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi on Monday targeted the demonetization move. Addressing a public rally in Rajasthan, he accused Prime Minister Narendra Modi of exploiting the poor and the farmers.
आप मुझे एक उदाहरण दीजिए, नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने और वसुंधरा राजे जी ने गरीबों के लिए एक काम किया हो तो मुझे बता दो। हर रोज हिंदुस्तान में हर रोज किसान आत्महत्या कर रहा है। यहाँ राजस्थान में 60 किसानों ने आत्महत्या की है। 3 चीजें मांगी थी, एक चीज नहीं दी।
Rahul told the gathering that the note ban exercise was anti-people, that specialized in taking money away from the poor to benefit the rich.
नरेंद्र मोदी जी का ये जो निर्णय था, नोटबंदी का जो निर्णय था, ये ना काले धन के खिलाफ था, ना भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ था। ये हिंदुस्तान के गरीब लोगों के खिलाफ था, हिंदुस्तान के किसानों के खिलाफ था, हिंदुस्तानों के मजदूरों के खिलाफ था, हिंदुस्तानों के मिडिल क्लास के खिलाफ था। और यहाँ जो हमारी बहनें बैठी है, हमारी जो माताएं बैठी है, इनके खिलाफ एक निर्णय था।
Rahul's speech tried to draw the focus on rural areas, especially the tribals, while recalling the work done by the UPA government. The Congress Vice President's visit to the state comes as part of the party's nationwide campaign against the government's decisions, including demonetization. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
News from the national capital now. Well, a former Chief Minister of Delhi, Sheila Dikshit, on Monday toed the party line and said that the onus is now on the Prime Minister to come out clean on the graft charges levelled against him. In a tweet, Sheila Dikshit said, "I have said what I had to. The ball is in the court of the PM and others now. Will he respond and come out clean?" Unquote. Well, her clarification came amid increasing unease in the Congress party after she questioned the veracity of the Sahara diaries, based on which Rahul Gandhi had accused Prime Minister Modi of taking money from corporate houses when he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. Well, the former Delhi Chief Minister's name purportedly figures on this list that the Congress put out in a tweet 2 days back as proof of its allegations against the Prime Minister. Sheila Dikshit, however, vehemently denied any wrongdoings, as she said, "It is all hearsay. There is not an iota of truth in the allegations. I totally reject these allegations," unquote. She also said that the Supreme Court had already made observations on the diaries, comments which appeared at variance with the party line in targeting Modi. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister also said that, in fact, the BJP had also said that the Supreme Court found no merit in these allegations.
सार्वजनिक पटल पर प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी से एक सीधा सा सवाल पूछा, मोदी जी, आपने बिड़ला और सहारा से पैसा लिया या नहीं लिया? देश के प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी उस बात का जवाब देने की बजाय और सब बातें देश को बता रहे हैं। प्रधानमंत्री विचलित हैं। प्रधानमंत्री इस समय बहुत आवेश और उत्तेजना में हैं।
In Breakfast News, time for a very short break. We'll be back with more news. Stay with us. Welcome back. Big story coming in from Andhra Pradesh. Well, the centre has released 1,981.54 crore rupees through the National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, or NABARD, for Andhra Pradesh's ambitious 16,000 crore rupees Polavaram irrigation project along the Godavari River. Well, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley, Union Minister Venkaiah Naidu, Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu and Water Resources Minister Uma Bharti were present at the event. While the Finance Minister said that this move should quell any sense of distrust in Andhra Pradesh towards the centre over the funding of the project, Venkaiah Naidu said that misgivings or fears about the project will be discussed in due course of time. Now, Polavaram project, a multi-purpose irrigation project, has an assessed command area of 2.91 lakh hectares and power generation potential of 960 megawatts. But it was declared a national project in 2014. It also has a provision for supply of 23.44 thousand million cubic feet water as drinking water supply to Visakhapatnam city and other areas, and also industrial water supply to Visakhapatnam steel plant.
But the issue of water in the dry regions of Andhra Pradesh was a very sensitive issue. And they had to transport water, for which this Polavaram project was conceived. The Act of Parliament, the Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Act, has a statutory responsibility on us of supporting this. It took us some time, but we finally found the way.
Today, with this Polavaram, which is the lifeline of Andhra Pradesh, it's a lifeline for Andhra Pradesh. So it is not going to affect any other state. Any other misgivings or fears are there, we will dispel them in due course of time. That will happen also.
This project was discussing before independence itself, around 1940. This is the ambition of the people of Andhra Pradesh. In the Bifurcation Act, the then government mentioned as a national project, but there were so many hurdles. I am really thanking Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Finance Minister, Honorable Water Resource Minister, and also Honorable Venkaiah Naidu garu.
News from the northeast now. In the centre has rushed an additional 4,000 paramilitary personnel to Manipur in its effort to reopen NH-2, which has been blocked for nearly 2 months by the United Naga Council. Well, with this, the total number of central security personnel deployed in the state for assisting the administration has gone up to 17,500. Well, no untoward incident has been reported from any part of the state in the last 48 hours. However, curfew is still continuing in Imphal West and Imphal East districts from 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. daily. Well, suspension of mobile data services in the state has also been extended for another week. Meanwhile, journalists from the state also expressed concern over the hardships faced by the people and have sought the centre's immediate intervention to get back the normalcy. Now, BJP has alleged that this Congress government in the state of Manipur is not clearing the economic blockade for political benefits. Now, BJP General Secretary Ram Madhav has said that despite the centre assistance, the state is playing games with the lives of people of the valley.
Manipur Chief Minister is playing games with the lives of the people of the valley. Government of India from day one has asked him to avail of all the required support from the central government. Forces were made available to him. He was asked to take the help of the forces and clear the blockade. But blockade apparently politically suited him. That's why he did not do whatever was needed to be done. It was totally, completely the failure of the Manipur Chief Minister with a very, I would say, very unfortunate electoral gamble he played, thereby throwing the lives of the people in the valley to such a difficult situation.
And India on Monday successfully tested its indigenously developed nuclear-capable missile Agni 5 from the Odisha coast. Well, the missile has been designed and developed by DRDO scientists under the Integrated Guided Missile Program.
Around 11:05 a.m. on Monday, India successfully test-fired its long-range ballistic missile Agni 5 from Wheeler Island off the Odisha coast. The test launch was made from the Mobile Launcher Complex 4 of the Integrated Test Range. Agni 5 has the capacity to strike targets anywhere in Asia and parts of Africa and Europe.
कि अब इम्प्रूवमेंट इतनी अच्छी कर दी है तो अग्नि 5 का मतलब है कि ये एक स्ट्रेटेजिक मिसाइल है जो कि दुश्मन के किसी भी टारगेट को 5000 किलोमीटर से एक्सटेंड हो गई, अब 5800 6000 किलोमीटर, और कहते हैं 8000 तक हो सकती है। मतलब चाइना का कोई भी टारगेट है उसके ऊपर ये हमला कर सकती है। इसका जो वॉरहेड है 1000 किलोग्राम का होता है, चाहे न्यूक्लियर हो चाहे कन्वेंशनल हो।
Agni 5 is capable of striking targets more than 5,000 kilometers away. Agni 5 is about 17 meters long, 2 meters wide, and has a launch weight of around 50 tons. It can carry a nuclear warhead of more than 1 ton and also have most advanced new technologies incorporated in terms of navigation and guidance, warhead and engine.
It can go between the continents, which is beyond 4,000 to 5,000 kilometers. So it can strike anywhere where you want it to be. And other thing is that it carries the nuclear warhead. It can carry the nuclear warhead. So it acts as a deterrent to other countries to do any military action against us, because then they know that they are in the range of this missile. So we can take any action against them.
Agni 5 is the final missile of the Agni series. The missile was earlier tested in 2012, 2013 and 2015. With inputs from Leena Sharma and Aruna Thakur, Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And now a look at the events that are lined up for the day in the day ahead. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will lay the foundation stone of a network of all-weather roads to Char Dham in Dehradun today. The 12,000 crore rupee project will allow uninterrupted access for pilgrims to the 4 Himalayan shrines, which bore the brunt of devastating floods in 2013. To enhance road safety, the all-weather roads will have tunnels, bridges and flyovers. Prime Minister will also address a rally at the parade ground. An inter-ministerial central team led by the Home Ministry will visit Tamil Nadu today for the spot assessment of the damage caused by the massive 12th of December cyclone Vardha. The delegation will visit the affected areas in Chennai, Kanchipuram and Tiruvallur district. The team will assess the damage caused by the cyclone to agriculture, industries, infrastructure and other sectors and submit its report to the centre. Russia will hold secretary-level trilateral talks in Moscow with Pakistan and China today on the restoration of peace in Afghanistan. Pakistan's Foreign Secretary Azaz Ahmad Chaudhry will represent the country. The move comes after the Russian Foreign Ministry had declared that US has no clear strategy in Afghanistan and it only has a military and political presence in the war-hit nation. Well, our top international focus now. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe visited several memorials in Hawaii ahead of a visit to Pearl Harbour, the US naval base attacked by the Japanese in 1941. Well, Abe paid respects at the National Memorial Cemetery of the Pacific, a memorial to people who died while serving in the US Armed Forces. Well, Abe will be accompanied by US President Barack Obama to Pearl Harbour. Well, his trip comes some 75 years after Japan's surprise attack on the naval base, which thrust the United States into the Second World War. Well, the Japanese Prime Minister's visit is seen as a strong show of alliance with the US amid concerns about China's expanding military capability. It also allows, in fact, follows Obama's journey to the city of Hiroshima last May, the site where the US dropped the world's first atom bomb. Well, according to officials, the purpose of Abe's visit to Pearl Harbour is not to apologize, but instead to pay homage to those who lost their lives. News from Russia, and the rescuers on Monday found the first parts of the Syrian-bound military plane that plunged into the Black Sea. Now, Kremlin has ruled out terrorism as the possible reason for the crash that killed 92 people on board. Well, the Russian military said that the 2 elements of the plane's control mechanism were found and they were brought to the shore. Well, another body was also recovered, raising the number of bodies found to 12. Now, many more bodies are believed to be trapped inside the remains of the aircraft. Now, investigators have yet to confirm the cause of the crash. They are looking into whether the pilot error or a technical fault may have brought down the aircraft. Well, the Tu-154 jet with 92 people on board was heading to Moscow's military base in Syria, where it disappeared from radar on Sunday morning, minutes after taking off from the Adler airport, where it had halted for refueling.
Все найденные фрагменты доставляются на берег и передаются следственным органам. Поисковая операция в районе авиакатастрофы Ту-154 продолжается безостановочно 24 часа. Днем было обнаружено и поднято на борт спасательного судна тело еще одного погибшего.
And let's get you some more news from across the world in World Wrap. At least 35 people have been killed over the Christmas weekend in Congo. Well, the bloodshed began on Saturday in Eringeti, a town 55 kilometers north of the regional hub Beni. Well, the town has been for the last 2 years hit by massacres, killing hundreds, many of whom were hacked to death by Nande ethnic group. The victims were all Hutu. Well, the Nande and some other ethnic groups regard the Hutus as outsiders because of their attachment to the majority ethnic group in neighboring Rwanda. Powerful typhoon Nocturne has killed at least 4 people after making its way through the Philippines. Well, Typhoon Nocturne has maximum sustained winds of 185 kilometers per hour with gusts up to 255 kilometers per hour when it made landfall. It brought down trees and power lines and forced more than 380,000 people out of their homes. Authorities have warned of flash floods as well as mudslides for the next 36 hours. Now, emergency workers have been sent to clear roads of fallen trees and power lines. Dozens of national and international flights have also been cancelled. Now, Iraqi forces will resume their push against the Islamic State inside Mosul in the coming days. A top US commander said on Monday that in a new phase, American troops will be deployed close to the front line in the city. Now, the battle for Mosul, involving 1 lakh Iraqi troops, is the biggest ground operation in Iraq since the US-led invasion of 2003. Iraqi soldiers have retaken a quarter of Mosul, which was the jihadists' last major stronghold in Iraq, but their advance has been slow. That's all in this edition of news, but news and updates continue on Rajya Sabha TV. Thanks for watching.